In January 2001, upon my graduation from Marine Corps boot camp, I marched straight up to my senior drill instructor, snapped to attention and said, "Senior drill instructor, this Marine would like to speak to you, sir!" He was short, had braces, Marine Corps cover. He spit at me and said, "What?" "This Marine would like you to look at this, sir!" And I handed him a yellow manila envelope full of photos. He pulled one out, kind of looked like this. Lowered his head, started to shake, and said, "Oh, Baca. Baca, I knew there was something weird about you." You see, I was a ballet dancer before I joined the United States Marine Corps. I joined the Marine Corps to serve my country, to fight for those who could not fight for themselves, and to face my fears. The Marine Corps taught me that if I go deliberately, decisively, and aggressively in the directions that make me afraid, I'll probably generate a positive outcome. In 2005, my unit was given the chance to test that theory. We were sent to Fallujah, Iraq. We were tasked with patrolling the local villages, armed to the teeth, looking for ghosts. And what we found instead were children, fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. Luckily, I went with a bunch of Marines that wanted to make Fallujah a better place. And so our missions slowly transitioned to going into the local schools and handing out school supplies, to going out and handing out food and water to the locals. We even tried to connect the village to the base so that they could tell us if something was going wrong. I got back from Fallujah in 2006, and like most veterans, I had a problem transitioning back into civilian life. My girlfriend at the time sat me down and she said, "You're angry, you're depressed, you're anxious." And she wanted to help me. So she looked at me and said, "If there was anything in the world that you could do, what would you do?" And I told her I'd start a dance company. She's a ballerina. We started Exit 12 Dance Company first as a way for me to reconnect with art and the people around me. And then we started telling the military experience to audiences, talking to them about the families and the loved ones that were affected by the wars and the disconnect between the US and the Middle East. We were doing this for about 5 years. And then 2 Marines close to me committed suicide. One of them was my platoon mate in Fallujah. I knew I had to do more. So I applied for a fellowship with an organization called the Mission Continues, which gives veterans fellowships to work in their communities. I partnered with an organization called Battery Dance Company, and we had one mission: to teach individuals how to communicate their experiences through dance who had been affected by war and conflict. In April of last year, myself and another teaching artist traveled back to Iraq as civilians. We worked with 2 groups of young people, one group from Erbil, one group from Kirkuk. One of the groups was Kurdish, one of the groups was Sunni Shia Arab. In the 5 short days that we had with them, we taught them how to work together, and they choreographed a dance piece about their experiences of conflict and their hopes for a better Iraq. We had the opportunity to take this performance and perform it for the community. 240 people came, as well as a delegation from the US State Department. At the end of the performance, little girls from the village brought us flowers that they had picked on the way, and mothers asked us when we were coming back and where we were going next. A true testament to the power of art to connect community. In true Marine Corps fashion, I continue to go in directions that make me afraid. Next year, we're going to Rwanda and hopefully spearheading a program to work with child soldiers from the Congo. And we're gathering a group or a squad of veteran artists in the hopes that we can take them back to Iraq and other conflict zones so that they can teach their art to those affected by conflict. Thank you.